So this video is for you if you have tightness in the rib cage and we just can't get that full breath. So my name is Dr. Laura Gravelle. I'm a chiropractor from London, Ontario, and I'm going to share with you some understanding of how the rib cage works, and there's also exercises and tips that you can utilize at your desk or at home to get that full breath. So the first thing is, let's understand the anatomy of the rib cage. It is attached at the front and it's attached at the back, and it's just like a cage. So it needs to move. It needs to go in, out, and it needs to go in. Now, I've done videos on this on my channel before about wherever the head goes, all else fails forward. Well, let's look. If our head is going forward, our shoulders roll in, our back, I just simply from a structural standpoint can't get that full breath, versus if I'm up like this, my rib cage has more of that opportunity. So why does that, why do we need to have the rib cage move? Well, number one, oxygen in, okay? Number two, mid-thoracic spine movement. Well, spinal motion keeps the brain alive and awake, and I can adapt, I can navigate gravity. I don't have to work so hard, and I'm more efficient when I'm upright. That comes from motion of the spine. And what are we lacking now? We're lacking motion of the spine because we're sitting a lot. And also the stress and the, what we call it, the load of life is so much. So we need that rib cage to move. And as a chiropractor, what I am seeing more of is people say, "Doctor, I can't take that big breath," or "I have intense pain along these rib heads right here." Usually rib head pain. So that's right where the angle of the rib comes out here, and it's very, very specific, is when people are, if you're doing a reaching activity, okay? Putting a glass away, my volleyball players, my swimmers. But what we're seeing now is that it's not just that activity that's causing that massive, almost panic posture and protective posture. Think if I'm ready to run from the bear, everything's on guard. Muscles are tight, bones aren't moving, and my brain is thinking I'm ready to run. And that's what we're seeing a lot of, just due to the nature, the state of affairs, is we're seeing a lot of that panic posture, protective posture. I'm ready to run, right? Whether there's nothing to run from or whether there is something to run from. So we need that big motion. First thing you're going to do for me is stand up. First tip is stand up from your desk. Do not do any breathing activities while you're sitting down. Why? If I'm sitting down, everything is still contracted. It doesn't matter if I stand upright, if I sit upright, if I stand upright. Okay, now the brain's job is to navigate me in gravity. It's got to do more of the work, and we've just elongated that rib cage. So you're going to take full 5-second inhale and 5-second exhale, just like you're climbing the mountain up and climbing the mountain down. So I'm going to show you what it's like now. 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out. When you first do this, what you're going to find is that exhale goes like this, jagged. Now that's less than ideal because the brain is saying, I've got to run. I got somewhere to be, and I got to get that. It's in that panic mode. It's got to get that air out of the reserves. So you want to go 5 seconds in and a smooth 5 seconds out. So you're gonna do it 10 times on the hour, every hour. That's and it's almost like priming the pump. You don't want to wait till a car accident to see if your brakes work or they don't work. Same thing. You want to be doing this preemptively before the stress becomes too much on our system. And then we've actually retrained the brain to say, I know how to deal with stress. So that's the number one. Number two is we have our pec muscles that pull our shoulders forward. So what you're going to do for me is, tip number two is stretch out these. Now, all you need is a door frame. I'm going to back up here. You need a door frame. Your hips are going to be parallel to the door frame, of 18 inches. Yeah. Your arm, not up here, not down here. See how we have 90 degrees here and 90 degrees there? Then we're going to be leaning on the angle 45 this way. Okay, so we're stretching out that pec here because tight pectoral muscles is what pulls that shoulder forward, and that can affect those ribs, and then we can't get the full breath. You're going to do it on the other side as well. So door frame, 90-90, and pushing that way. In the office, rib pain can be very, very localized. So people can say, Dr. Laura, I have that rib out and it's right in here. But it also can actually, rib pain can come as I can't breathe. Number 2, 3 rib pain can come actually as this whole delt, this arm pain here. People can say, Doc, I have pain here. It's actually when the whole rib cage is contorted and twisted, not moving properly, pulls that shoulder in. So chiropractors are very well versed in helping with relaxing that whole rib cage. And we can even see that when people lie on my table, I can see one side higher than the other in the rib cage when they're face down. And also I can tell how their clothes fit, especially if they're wearing a lined, something that has lines on it. We can actually see the twisting and just the high tone of that system pulling in. So 2 tips there for if you are having rib pain or that sensation that, man, I just can't get that full breath. I'm always here for questions. You can email me, message me here. And again, Dr. Laura Gravel. I'm a chiropractor from London, Ontario, and I hope this video was helpful.